Good morning. So a lot of you were asking about how to buy a second home when I posted my video about how much down payment you need. So I'm here specifically to talk to you about buying a second home. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. And of course, again, it really depends on what your goals are. So if your goal is to buy a second home and use that second home as your primary residence while you rent out the other home, we're going to talk about that first. So buying a second home while you own your first home and using your current home as a rental. So if you're buying a second home, you can use a smaller down payment if your intention is to live there as your primary residence. So you can have a smaller down payment anywhere from 5 up to 25%, depending on what you want to put down. Also, depending on what you want to put down will help determine your monthly payment. So if a lower monthly payment is more what you're looking for, you're probably looking at a higher down payment amount, closer to the 20-25%. But if you're more concerned about having a second home with less amount down, you can get into a second home with 3.5%, 4%, 5%, depending on which loan program you're going for. So before we get into that any further, I would recommend that I connect you with one of my preferred lenders who can help do an analysis of what your income looks like, what your debts are, and which loan option is best for you. But I would say if you're looking at a second home, make sure that you have at least 5% down. That will help go a long way for getting to your goals. So the other option that I wanted to talk about is buying a second home, but selling your current home in order to buy that second home. I help people do this all of the time. It does sound very tedious. There's a lot of moving cogs, so to speak, that go into this. But when you're working with me, we help make that as easy as possible for you, especially if you're someone who is living, right? You probably work out of the home. You have kids in and out all day, getting them to and from school. You've got jobs that you're coming home from, of course, cooking meals for the family. Or if you're the primary breadwinner and you go off to work while somebody else does that. There's a lot of moving pieces. But don't worry, we will sit down together and we'll go over all of your options on how to do this, how to make sure that we're setting you up for success and reaching your goals. Most of the time we can do what's called a contingency, so we can put your house up for sale while we're looking for a new home for you. And while that's happening and your home is being up for sale, we can get you under contract on a house. Believe it or not, this happens all of the time. Sellers will accept an offer, depending on the offer, of course. They will accept an offer while your home is being sold. So don't let the fear of my house hasn't sold yet stop you from reaching your next goals. So if your next goal is to get a bigger house, a smaller house, getting you into your next phase of life, we can do that. We can keep looking for a home while your house is for sale. And then, of course, once your home has sold and you move into the next one, that just completes the process. So if you have any more questions on this, whether buying a second home and keep your first as a rental so that you can build your rental portfolio, or if you want to buy a next home and sell your current home using that money for a down payment. So plenty of options for you, and I'm excited that you asked this question and happy that I get to share. I'm Rebecca with Keller Williams, if you don't already know. And I've been in business almost 2 decades. I'm going on my 18th year in real estate as a licensed realtor. So if you have any more questions, let me know what they are. We'll get your question answered. And if it's better and you want to have a private conversation, send me a DM. We'll set up a time to meet one-on-one. Have an awesome day.